everybody, welcome to Purely Diffused. We are here today to give you the lowdown on the starter kit and what Young Living is all about. This is essentially a 101 class, something that we would do if we came into your home. But we know not everybody has the time to host a party or come to a class, so we're bringing it straight into your home through your computer. We'll basically just kind of tell you how we each got started with essential oils or how we got introduced to them. So for myself, I was introduced to them when I was first pregnant with my oldest daughter, who's now 4. Kind of everyone around me was sort of using them, and I was very intrigued. I purchased some oils, some Young Living oils through my doula, but didn't really have the support from her, so I didn't really know how to use them. So I kind of just stored them away and was always curious. I had seen articles and people using them, and I was really intrigued, but I just didn't know how, so I kind of backed away. And then a friend of mine, Sarah, was hosting a workshop, and I decided to come and support her, and I was really blown away with all the uses, and I felt like it was a really powerful tool to have my hands on as a mother. So I purchased it and I dove head first right into it and kind of just fell in love with the products, and I can't stop using them.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sarah. How I got introduced to Young Living essential oils. Well, before I got introduced to Young Living essential oils, I wasn't really living the most holistic life until I became pregnant. And then I started researching ingredients and products, and I really started seeking out better products for myself and my children, just driven as a mom. When I was pregnant with my first son, my friend here gifted me with some essential oils, not Young Living ones, but I think to you they were high quality, organic, get them at a health food store essential oils. And then she gave me like a whole list of things I could use them for. None of them worked, so I wasn't that impressed with the essential oils. Also, a lot of the natural things I've tried, I've found it really hard to find things that worked effectively. Yeah. Anyways, so fast forward to a friend of mine is now teaching Young Living essential oils, and I didn't think anything of it, but I really wanted to support her. So she came and she taught a 101 workshop at my house that you attended.
Yeah.
And I was blown away. So to put them to the test, everything I tried with the biggest skeptic attitude, and everything has, right? And everything has blown me away. So it started with a pain cream. I had numbness in my hand, and I would rub pain away on my shoulder, and the numbness went away. But I had been going to physio for like a whole year before that for this numbness, and this was the only thing that worked. And yeah, just things from there.
Yeah. So, hello, I'm Lee. I'm a mom of 2, just like Sarah. Alex is a mom of 3 because she's crazy. But I'm also a certified holistic nutritionist. So even though I had a really good base knowledge of health and the holistic lifestyle kind of realm, I didn't get any education in essential oils through my school. But I had a few powerful moments, and I'll share my very favorite story that I always share at workshops because it was the most impactful for me, and it's the one that sticks out in my mind, and is also the one that made me have that light bulb moment that there's more to these oils than just making your home smell beautiful, which is how I previously used them. So a mutual friend of ours, her son has Lyme disease, I guess. Mm-hmm. He was bit by a tick when he was 10, diagnosed when he was 12, and suffered debilitating pain for quite a long time, for a couple of years there. His pain was predominantly in his neck. He wasn't able to have much mobility. He was in a wheelchair for a while. He didn't go to school for close to 2 years. So one day our girlfriend kind of put out a mom SOS on Facebook and asked if anyone had frankincense. And I did. I had a bottle of Young Living frankincense. It was one of the very few Young Living oils that I actually had in my house. But I let her know that I had it, and I begrudgingly gave it to her. I didn't think that it would do a single thing for this kid. I didn't think that it would help him in any single way because his morphine was failing him. So thankfully, very powerfully, it did help him, and that young preteen boy came over to my house and told me thank you, that he had gotten a good night's sleep. He was able to have the most pain relief he'd had in a long time, and that was just incredibly moving for me. It still gives me goosebumps when I think about it. And luckily he's doing well now. He's gone to India for stem cell therapy, so that's a blessing. But yeah, at that point, that's when I kind of realized, okay, there's something more beyond this that I'm just not aware of. I just didn't look further into it. And then Sarah and Alex started getting into oils, and they basically like shoved it down my throat and were like,
wow,
you need to know about this, you will love this.
Gently.
Maybe not so gently. But they were right, and I guess they knew me better than I knew myself. And once I started using them, I just became obsessed, and I kept researching and just fell in love with the products and the company. Since then, the three of us have been working together, and we are now out educating and empowering other women. That's one of the reasons that we feel it's so important for everyone to learn about these powerful little tools. They're so easy to use, especially for women. We are the gatekeepers of the home. We make, I don't know about you guys, but I make like 99.9% of the buying decisions in my home. 100. Yeah, so we have the ability and the power to make better choices for our families and for ourselves, and it really boils down to us swapping out some toxic ingredients and replacing them with safer ingredients. The inside of our home is more polluted than the outdoor air, and we spend a lot of time inside, especially with young children. They're crawling around on the floor. The skin is our biggest organ, and it's the most absorbent. Things get absorbed into our bloodstreams within 26 seconds. As women, we are the ones that are putting on a lot of toxic chemicals onto our bodies. This is a really big problem too, because a lot of the things that we don't even realize we're using that have chemicals in them don't say so on the label. So things like fragrance, for example, that can be 3,100 different chemical toxins that we as consumers aren't privy to know because it's protected under trade secrets. All these chemicals that are coming in that weren't there 100 years ago are now showing up in breast milk, in the umbilical cord. And this is what's contributing to a lot of autoimmune conditions, cancer, early deaths, and poor quality of life.
So what are essential oils? Essential oils are considered Earth's medicine. They can be derived from any part of the plant. It really depends on the oil. So it can be from the bushes, the seeds, the leaves, the stems, the sticks. It depends on the oil. Essential oils are 100 to 10,000 times more potent than natural dried herbs. The example we like to use for that is peppermint essential oil. 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to 28 peppermint herbal teas. So it just goes to show you how much power these little bottles pack into them. They can be used for all the things. Anything from pain and inflammation to hormonal issues, anxiety. They can be used for colds, pretty much you name it, there's an oil for that. There's probably more than one, which is what's so amazing about these oils. So plants, because they grow outside, they develop a really strong complexity. That's why a lot of oils can be used for a variety of things. Something like a lavender can be used for a sleep aid, but it can also be used to help soothe cuts and burns. And it's just because they become so complex from the outdoor elements such as the sun and insects. They can contain anywhere from 100 to 1,000 different chemical elements, making them be super versatile.
Essential oils are really close to the human cell, so they're easily absorbed into our system and easily accepted by our bodies. When we inhale essential oils, they affect a region of our brain called the limbic region, and this region of our brain controls all the things. So it controls hunger, sleep, sex, hormones, your body temperature, your thyroid hormones, stress level, your blood pressure. Sense of smell is the only one of our senses that's connected to the limbic region. As a result, essential oils, they directly combat stress and emotional trauma, anxiety, depression, fear, anger, joy, and other emotions as well. I like to use the example of memory. If you smell an essential oil, it can trigger, not an essential oil, but smells can trigger certain memories. I know whenever I smell roses, I think of my grandmother. Certain perfumes and colognes can remind people of certain people. They've also been around for more than 5,000 years, so the hippies didn't invent them.
We did not.
And they've come from all over the world. So Egypt, China, India. There's over 200 references to essential oils in the Bible. Frankincense and myrrh was given to baby Jesus at birth. They gave frankincense most likely to Mary to help her heal and to reduce inflammation.
So because distillation and even just anything going into that bottle is such a science, that's what's going to contribute to the cost variance that you can see for essential oils. So for example, you're finding essential oils kind of popping up everywhere now. Everybody's kind of hopping on that bandwagon. You can find them at the dollar store, the health food store, and there's going to be a huge variety in price. And it's because they can be filled with so much more than just essential oil. And you really want to make sure that you are getting 100% essential oil, or you're not going to be able to use that oil exactly for what you need it for. So for example, lavender essential oil is a really great one for cuts, scrapes, and burns. So my son grabbed a hot pan out of the oven and burnt his hand, and I went and grabbed some lavender and put it directly on his hand, and within seconds he stopped crying and looked at me like, wow mom, what did you do? How did you fix this so fast? If I had used a brand of essential oil that I was unsure of what exactly was in there, it could have had the exact opposite effect, and it would have actually made that burn feel worse. So it's really important to really know and trust the company that you're buying from. So there's a lot of factors, like Lee had sort of started to mention, that contribute to the cost of essential oil. Harvest and distillation are the two greatest factors. So some of our oils, for example, like frankincense and helichrysum, they're really labor intensive, and they actually they don't produce harvest that often. So that's going to affect the cost of your oil as well. And then you can look at factors such as the harvest itself. So rose essential oil, it's one of our pricier oils. It's over $200 for a 5 ml bottle, which is about 100 drops. So it takes 5,000 pounds of just rose petals alone to produce 1 pound of rose essential oil. Rose petals, they're as light as feathers, and roses themselves are super expensive. Yeah. So if you're seeing a bottle of rose essential oil at the dollar store or wherever, health food store, for $20, that right there should be like a warning light going off in your head that it's physically impossible to produce 100% oil for that price point. It's not possible. Another thing that is concerning is when you're seeing like the 30, 50 ml bottles of essential oil. It's just for $20. It's
not sustainable.
It's
either.
not. Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah. Practicing proper growing practices.
Yeah.
So why Young Living? Young Living has been around in North America for almost 25 years. 25 years next year, 2019, and they're just awesome. I'll tell you why. So. Gary Young, he just passed away this year, sadly, but he was an essential oil genius, really. He studied with the masters of essential oils, the best aromatherapists in France. He learned the greatest distillation methods right where they began in Egypt, and he mastered the blends. He mastered how they're distilled, when they're farmed. He was really brilliant and really science-minded when it came to these essential oils. Young Living is the only company that offers a seed-to-seal promise, and that just means that they control everything from the selection of the seed of the plant to the seal on the bottle and all in between. Everything is an exact science with Young Living. Everything's very controlled and regulated, so you know that you're getting very close to the same product every time, and the only variables would be different things like weather and drought would contribute to different things like that. But they're the only company that owns their own land and partners with other farmers and leases their land. They distill everything on site of all the farms that they farm with, and it's a very controlled process. So even for the farms that they don't own, they still guarantee you a seed to seal promise, and they still have control with every step in the process.
Yeah, it's almost like they're double third-party tested, really, because they're third-party tested and then they themselves oversee everything as well.
Yeah. All their crops are weeded by hand so that they don't cross-contaminate. Their forest crops are all done with horse-drawn machinery so they don't disturb the foliage in the forest. They just go above and beyond any organic standard. They're just such an amazing company. They're so transparent. Any one of their members can go visit their farms. When they're distilling, they clean the distillation machines with the essential oils. They use the essential oils for pest control. They have made this process just for myself and so many people I know, switching out all these toxic chemicals in your home, just so easy. And their transparency and the trust that they've built up with me as a consumer, it's so easy for me to just lean into this company all the way and all that they offer, because they truly are just an overall wellness company. They're not just essential oils. They offer so much more. They have a great makeup line. They you can get your shampoo, your deodorant, soaps, all
products.
the baby products, cleaning supplies. Their cleaning supply is like the bomb cleaning supply. I used to use like scrubbing bubbles. I was like, right. I was like, I loved my toxic cleaning things. I did, because I loved to know that it was clean. And Young Living cleans better than those things, and there's no toxic.
You could drink their cleaning product,
And it smells like Christmas, so
Yes,
yeah,
like
you
I
wanna
just
clean.
yeah, because I did the oil, I did the vinegar and baking soda clean for a while, and your house just smells like a chip truck.
Yeah.
And
Nobody wants that.
No,
Not all the time.
no, but
Maybe sometimes.
everything with this company. Oh, and their supplements are great.
Yeah, we just started using supplements, and we never did before because it's just overwhelming the amount that's out there. And once I started learning how easily you can alter oils, how easily can you alter supplements?
Yeah,
So it's a trust factor.
yeah,
Agreed.
yeah. So excuse my enthusiasm, but I just truly love Young Living.
So there are 3 ways you can use essential oils. So right now, the 3 of us, we are inhaling our essential oils through diffusion with our diffusers going. So you could do that, and it kind of helps everyone in the room be able to use that oil. You can also put a couple of drops of it in your hand, rub your hands together, cup them over your mouth, and take a deep breath. That's a really great way to get a burst of energy right in the morning, or if you're feeling stressed out or anxious, it's a really great way to use the oils, I find. And then the second method of using essential oils is topically. So some of our oils, well, all of our oils you pretty much could use undiluted. Some of them you may want to dilute. So when you're diluting an essential oil, you're just using a carrier oil along with that essential oil. A carrier oil would be any type of almost like a cooking oil, so like a coconut oil, avocado oil, really whatever oil you have on hand or of choice. So when you dilute an essential oil, you're not cutting the effectiveness of that oil. You're just going to help spread that oil over a greater distance and make that oil last longer. So I often like to dilute some of the more pricier oils to help them last longer. Or for example, if I'm using, again, I keep going back to lavender, but it's one of my favorite oils, but we use lavender for after sunburns, and if I'm going to be doing a whole back that's sunburnt, I'm going to be using my entire bottle. So instead of doing that, I'll mix it with the carrier oil, and it's going to help me spread it through a greater distance surface area. So those are the 2 ways that you can apply them topically. You can also use them in a bath, for example. We do say never to just put the oil directly into your bath water, because then it might just sit on top of the water and it's not going to give you that same effectiveness. So what we recommend in that case is just mixing it with some Epsom salts. about a cup of Epsom salts with like 5 to 10 drops of essential oil, and it's going to help circulate that oil and give you that full effect of that oil, which is really nice. So you can apply them to your VitaFlex points on the palms of your hands or the soles of your feet. The soles of your feet have the biggest pores in your body, so it's going to help absorb a lot quicker. Also really great for children because they don't tend to touch the bottoms of their feet, so you don't have to worry about them touching or removing that oil. And then you can also apply a compress over where you put that oil topically, and it's going to help push that oil in deeper and give you faster effects, I find. And then the third method, and I find this one unique to Young Living, is that we can actually ingest our oils. So we do have a specific line of ingestible oils called our Plus line in Canada. In the States it's called Vitality, and you can distinguish the bottles by their white labels. So instead of a colored label, they'll just have a white label with a color in the middle. What makes us unique is that we're actually FDA and Health Canada approved for ingestion. So there may be other oils out there that say you can ingest them, but we've actually been approved by the FDA. Which is super amazing because there are so many great benefits to taking essential oils internally. And with Young Living, you don't have to be afraid because it is 100% oil. So that's amazing.
And then how would you take them internally?
So if you were to take them internally, you can get some veggie caps and just put a couple of drops in there and mix your own kind of mixes. There's some great recipes that you can use for that, or if you wanted to, you can just put a drop directly on your tongue and push it to the top of your mouth. I don't always recommend that for some of our not so great tasting oils or stronger oils. I know I used clary sage when I was trying to promote labor after my due date, and I put a drop directly on my tongue, and it's not
So
delicious.
strong, yeah.
It's pretty not great. So for something like that, if you don't love the smell of it, maybe put it in a capsule. But yeah, those are the ways that you could take it internally.
And then of course there are definitely some safety guidelines to follow when you're using oils. Certain oils shouldn't be used when you're pregnant or breastfeeding, and certain oils shouldn't be used on very young children, or they need some dilution ratios. This is when we recommend getting a good piece of reference material. One of our favorite books is the Essential Oils Desk Reference. I rely on this book constantly. It's got a ton of protocols and tells you how to use oils topically, internally, and through inhalation. So once you kind of get into oils, we would definitely recommend picking up a book like that. That's not sold by Young Living, it's sold by Life Science Publishing, but it talks all about the Young Living oils and the products, so it's specific to Young Living. Another good book is called Oil and Glass.
This is one of my favorites.
Yeah,
It's
I
such
love
a
it.
beautiful book. And the reason that I like it is because, well, the recipes are awesome, but they also provide both an adult dilution recipe and a kid's dilution recipe. So this is really handy for people. We always tell people, when in doubt, dilute, because like Alex already mentioned, you're not going to reduce the effect of the oil. You're just simply going to spread it on a greater surface, or in the case of children, it's not going to create any heat or ill effect on the skin.
There's also a really great app you can get that's probably the most cost effective.
Yeah.
And it's very similar to the book.
Yeah.
And I think it's about $10. It's called The Reference Guide for Essential Oils. You can look it up in your app store. It's a really great one.
Yeah, that would be a good place to start actually, because
Yeah.
it is only $10 to do that. So as you become more and more into your oils, there will become a point in time where you probably get oils in your eye. So don't ever apply water to flush it out. That'll simply kind of disperse the oil or drive it in deeper. What you'd want to do instead is use a carrier oil of some kind. I personally like using coconut. Oh no. Cheers. I personally like using coconut oil because it's a saturated fat. It's very easy to work with and control. So if you get it in the eye or around the eye area, you just use a little dollop and wipe it away. I've had to do this with the boys a couple of times when they've kind of been self-experimenting with oils, and I'm not there to supervise, and then they kind of touch their face and they feel heat. As soon as I apply an oil and wipe it away, they're good within a few seconds. So very handy tip. The other thing is that some of the oils are what's known as photosensitive, and this simply means that they're going to magnify the effects of the sun. So the citrus oils and some of the blends with citrus oils are photosensitive. That being said, Alex and I wear our citrus oils every single day in the summer directly in sunlight. We don't have a problem, but our more fair friend over here, she can't do that.
No.
So she will put some drops behind her ears or on the back of her knees so that she can wear her citrus scents. Or what we love doing, and I think we all have them, is our diffuser jewelry. So they come with little lava beads that are very porous. You just put a few drops of essential oil onto your diffuser bracelet, and then you just have that scent with you all day, which is perfect because usually the citrus ones are the ones that people like to use as a perfume. And then the other thing is to make sure that when you are using your oils, you are drinking enough water. Some of them do have detoxifying effects, so making sure that you're adequately hydrated. Good life hack just in general is to stay hydrated, you'll be healthier. But if you are getting some reactions, it could be a lack of water, or you're just going in too hard and too fast with your oils. Scale back a little bit, up your water, and slow down. I think we had one person on our team at one point have a reaction of all of them, and I think that was just more of a lifestyle type of situation. She was new to the alternative health world, the holistic health world, and she got really excited and went in a little bit hard and fast, so we just had her scale back and she was fine in a few days. And then the final thing with safety is to make sure that you're not storing any of your oils or your DIYs in plastic bottles. The reason being is that some of the plastics will deteriorate over time with the oils in them, and that means that you are then ingesting that plastic yourself, or your plastic bottle is now becoming it's like disintegrating on you. Yeah. So you'll notice that the diffusers and like the thieves cleaning products and whatnot are put in plastic bottles. These are medical grade plastics though, so they're not going to break down. We always suggest putting the oils in glass. Like we all use glass for everything that we make, amber glass, so that the sun doesn't affect them. And that's pretty much it.
Young Living makes it super easy to get started on your oil journey. They have what they call our starter kit.
This is it here.
This is it here, and this is how all three of us kind of started out.
Yeah,
hence the name starter kit. So it's basically 11 of the most powerful, most useful, most common essential oils packed into one kit. And then you also get 2 packs of the Nature Red, which is our antioxidant drink. It's delicious. It can replace your multivitamin, multi-mineral. You also get a sample of the Thieves hand sanitizer. It leaves your hands feeling nice and soft afterward. You also get a 10 pack of our 1 ml glass amber bottles. These are great for just throwing some oils in your purse. They're also great if you have friends that are asking about your oils and you want to share some samples with them. You don't have to give a whole bunch away. They're just a nice little bottle to share with. You also get a roller attachment. So this is great for applying onto your children. You can swipe them as they walk by, get them on the backs of their necks, up and down their spine, the bottoms of their feet. This is also great for perfumes. It's just a great thing to have on hand. So it's super easy to put on. You literally just use your lid to help peel it back and slide it right in there. And then you can just put your lid back on and it stays put. You can roll it on to whatever you like. And then you do the exact same thing to get that roller attachment off. And you throw your orifice back on and lid back on and you're good to go. So that's the starter kit, and then you get your choice of 2 different diffusers. So we've got the Desert Mist over here and the Dewdrop as well. You get to choose one of the 2 diffusers. So the Desert Mist diffuser, it's got 11 different light settings and it's got 3 different diffusion settings. And then the Dewdrop diffuser runs for about 4 hours and it has the 1 blue light setting. So you get to choose between those 2. That's available in Canada for $1.99 plus shipping and taxes. And we're going to dive right into it.
So first we're going to start with lavender. This is the Swiss Army knife of oils. It can do all the things. It is great for relaxation, stress relief. It's good for helping you sleep. It's good for all the skin things, making your skin beautiful and gorgeous. It's great for burns, cuts, bruises. It's a natural antihistamine. You can add a couple drops into your mascara and it makes your eyelashes longer.
This long.
Yes.
Pony.
Calling me out.
It's also really good. It's also really good for bug bites in an after bite. Yeah.
Soothing. Soothing all the things.
So the next one is frankincense. Frank is my main man. So frankincense is the king of all oils. I love Frank. I think I rely on Frank most often. I like it because it's got 200 medical research papers published on PubMed. It's one of the most widely researched essential oils. So if you like to dive into the research, just search frankincense and you'll see all the papers that have been written on it. It's very impressive. So Frank is considered more valuable than gold. It can be used for any ailments, great for immune modulation. It's really good for boosting your mood. I use this often. I put it just kind of on my throat and on my chest and it just kind of makes me feel a little bit happier. It's really good for all skin conditions. I know all of us add frankincense to our facial serums.
Yeah.
It has really nice anti-aging benefits, but it can also be used for stretch marks and skin tags, warts, moles. I've been treating a little mole that I've got on my wrist that I've had since I was a little kid. And for the first time ever, it's actually smooth and flush with my skin. So that's pretty cool considering that I'm not really regular about applying it. And another cool property about frankincense is that it's very anti-inflammatory. So you can use this oil both topically and internally. You can get it in the Vitality and the Plus line. And frankincense would be considered a gentle oil, so you can apply this to most skin types undiluted and it's not going to cause any kind of irritation or reaction.
Next, we've got peppermint essential oil. Peppermint is one of my all-time favorite oils. I just find it super refreshing, uplifting. It's really great for any sort of pain management. Oh my gosh. So good. So good. So you can use this for headaches, any sort of muscle pain, joint pain, arthritis. This is really great. It's a all-natural antihistamine, so if you suffer from seasonal allergies, this is a great one to use in combination with lavender and lemon essential oil. It smells so good. I love it. It's an all-natural breath freshener, so if you're feeling up for it, you can put a drop of it in your mouth and you will have fresh breath for eternity. It's pretty strong though, so you have been warned.
One drop goes a long way.
It helps encourage proper respiratory function, and it can actually be used as an all-natural appetite suppressant. So you can put a drop of it in your water and drink that, and it's going to help you feel fuller for a little while, longer. It can also be used for occasional constipation, gas, heartburn, nausea. This is a really great one for pregnant mothers. You can sniff the bottle when you're suffering morning, all-day sickness. This is a great one to have on hand.
Lemon essential oil. So lemon essential oil, in fact, is not an essential oil. Any of the citrus oils are actually cold pressed oils. And fun fact, it takes 75 lemons to make one 15 milliliter bottle of not essential, cold pressed oil. You can use lemon, you can inhale it, and it uplifts your spirits. It can help with stress and in reducing anxiety. Oh, that's nice. It supports proper respiratory function as well. It can clean and purify the air. It's a really good energy booster, helps you focus mentally. There was a really cool study done with lemon and memory recall they did on university students. Where they studied diffusing the lemon oil, and then they smelt it while they were writing the test, and they said they were able to recall more information that they studied. It's great for flavor enhancement. You can put a drop in some water every morning and help gently detox your body. And then it's also your natural Goo Gone, so it removes crayon from the wall. It gets rid of all the sticky residues. My favorite use of lemon is to put it in the sink. When I bring home my produce, I fill the sink up with water, I put a few drops of lemon in, and I soak my produce, and it cleans it, and it helps it stay fresher longer.
And it gives it a nice lemony.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slight lemony taste.
I also like adding it to my cleaning spray
Yes, me too.
for just an extra clean boost. And then it's really good for supporting the immune system. You can use lemon topically on spider veins, varicose veins, and cellulite too. It's really good in a cellulite scrub.
So the next oil in the starter kit is Thieves Essential Oil. Okay, so Thieves is such a beautiful blend. It contains cinnamon bark, clove, lemon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. When you think of Thieves, think of killing all the germs and the bacteria, the viruses, the bad pathogens. Thieves is your go-to for sickness, cold and flu season. It's both antiviral and antibacterial. I like the backstory of Thieves. It's one of my favorite kind of like folklore stories to tell. So during the French plague, there were a group of thieves who were walking amongst the dead and dying and robbing them, and they themselves were not falling ill to what was killing everyone else, the bubonic plague. So they were captured by the king, and in exchange for a lesser sentence, they were forced to give up their secret as to how they were able to walk amongst the dead and dying and not fall ill themselves. And it turns out that they were using a blend similar to what we now know and call as Thieves, and that's what they would use to cover their mouths as they walked across the bodies. And it turns out that they were from a family of spice merchants who used aromatherapy, so they had some insider knowledge as to how to prevent illness. I think we were later told that the king still did in fact kill them, but the good thing is that we now have Thieves as a result of it.
It's worth it.
Yeah, so I love Thieves. I love the whole Thieves cleaning line. It's probably my favorite line in the whole entire company. I love using Thieves in the winter, in the fall when the kids are getting sick, or if sick people are in my house, I've got it running in my diffuser constantly. I like it with lemon and orange essential oil. It smells like Christmas. It's so warming and comforting. You can put a few drops on the feet before bed. I usually put a drop on the kids' feet before they head off to school so that they're less likely to get ill. You can also gargle with this with some warm water, and it'll help soothe a sore throat. You can make a Thieves tea with some Thieves lemon essential oil and a little bit of honey. It'll help support your immune system and rid your body of the nasties.
Yeah, I like putting a drop on my toothpaste.
Yeah, I do orange on my toothpaste because it helps whiten my teeth.
Oh, I put Thieves on my toothpaste because they say all disease starts in the mouth.
They do say that.
Now we're going to talk about Panaway. It is a blend of wintergreen, helichrysum, clove, and peppermint. For me, I find Panaway is the spouse converter. I find spouses are usually the ones that you have to kind of convert. And for me, I have a husband who constantly hurts himself.
Same.
So this came to the rescue. So Panaway stands for pain away. And it's really great to reduce any sort of pain, so including migraines and headaches, joint pain, sore muscles. Similar to peppermint, they are often used together. It really helps with swelling as well. It's a great one to add to an Epsom salt bath if you've had a strenuous day. You can make a really great pain rub with it. This isn't one that we would recommend for diffusion. It's definitely meant to be topically used, and it's definitely one that I would dilute to help preserve it and spread it over a greater surface area. It also helps increase circulation and accelerate healing, which is great for all those ouchies.
Why don't you recommend it for diffusion?
So I don't recommend it for diffusion because it's one of our pricier oils, and the main smell that you're smelling out of it when you smell it, there's a lot of smells, is the wintergreen. And wintergreen is one of our more economical oils, so if it's something that you really want to smell, I would recommend purchasing either the wintergreen or just using the peppermint out of your kit for that same scent. Save yourself some money.
So Purification is next up. It's a blend. It contains lemongrass, rosemary, tea tree, myrtle, and citronella. So Purification literally purifies all of the things. It's really good for neutralizing odors in the air. If you cook something that's kind of funky and you don't want your guests to be hit with that smell when they walk in the door, put your diffuser near the door and it'll help absorb those odor molecules from the air. It's not like a Febreze, which just masks those odor molecules. It actually pulls them from the air. Purification is really good to use for mosquitoes. So if you are camping or you're cottaging or you're sitting out on your back deck, put your diffuser on with some purification because the bugs don't like the smell of that. We used that when we went up to the cottage and it was a saving grace. It's really good to apply topically to any stings or bites. You can just put a little drop there. This is an oil that I like to apply topically with a carrier oil to soothe a sore throat. And it's a good one to use on a cotton swab if you have an ear infection or if your kiddos have an ear infection. You can just put a drop on the cotton pad and place it in the ear. You never want to drop essential oils into the ear. You don't really want to put anything into your ear. So using the cotton swab is a nice safe way to help draw out the infection.
Great one for sore throats for children. Thieves works amazing for adults, but it's a bit of a spicy blend to be using. So I've been using the purification on my littles when they have sore throat.
Yeah.
Or sore neck, as they say.
On the outside?
Yeah.
Yeah. Copaiba. Copaiba is the most powerful anti-inflammatory oil. It's pretty amazing. This one has replaced my mom's CBD oil, and it has 40% more cannabinoids in it than actual CBD oil. It's also a really good driver or magnifying oil. So if you're using another oil and you want to magnify its purposes or drive it in further, you can layer this on top of that oil. I like to pair this with frankincense for inflammation. You can put a drop on your tongue, you can take it in a capsule, or you could just use topically. This is another one that I wouldn't diffuse because what you're going to be wanting to use it for would be better served through topical or ingestion.
It doesn't have much of a scent or a taste, so I've had people ask why they can't smell it when they diffuse it, and it's because it doesn't really smell.
Yeah.
Right. But it's a super powerful oil. It's really good for teething babies on the gums, on the jawline, diluted for a baby. And it's great for skin health. It's also good for relieving digestive discomforts as well.
It's great for canker sores.
Yeah.
My little one had, what did she say?
She had a freckle in her mouth.
She had a freckle in her mouth, and I looked and she had a canker sore, so we put a drop directly on it. And
She wasn't bothered by the taste.
wasn't bothered by the taste, and it was gone by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Next up is RC. This is another blend. It's 3 types of eucalyptus, myrtle, pine, marjoram, lavender, cypress, suga, and peppermint. RC stands for respiratory care. So you can think of this as a great one to go together with thieves when you're trying to fight any sort of germs or sickness in the air. So it actually opens up your airways. Because of that, it's really great for chest infections, lung infections, or asthma. So any type of respiratory issue you're having, this is a really great one to use. So you can apply it topically right on your chest or on your back where your lungs are. You can apply it directly on your neck, and it's just going to help with breathing. It's a great one to diffuse as well if you're having breathing issues. We use this one when my kiddos are sick, along with thieves in the diffuser, or we'll make a little roller and apply it on the soles of their feet, up their spine. So that's really great for that. It's an all natural, we make our own natural Vicks rub with that as well. You can also apply it on your brow line. You can apply it on your brow line or on the bridge of your nose if you're having a lot of sinus congestion. It's been known to help with snoring if you apply it on the bottom of your big toe. In Chinese medicine, your big toe is directly associated with your head. So that is why you would put it on there. And then you can also put a drop of RC into a steaming bowl of water and place your head above that water with a towel over you and kind of create like a steam bath. And it's just gonna instantly open up your airways. It's pretty amazing.
I do that every time if I'm dying.
So good.
Yeah.
You can even put a few drops on a face cloth and bring it into the shower to create like a steam shower.
Steam shower, yeah.
Oh, and I've seen a recipe where you can make a shower puck.
Oh yeah, I've seen those
smart.
too. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
We don't have that recipe, but you can Google it.
Clearly, we're all so surprised by it. We're like, what? It's a shower
I think it's in the oil and
I think it might be, yeah.
Digize is the next one. It's peppermint, lemongrass, juniper, patchouli, ginger, fennel, tarragon, and anise. So Digize is known as the Buckley's of essential oils. It smells awful, it really does. but it works. So this can be basically like a Pepto replacement. So you would use it for all digestive issues, upset tummy, diarrhea, constipation, heartburn, indigestion, however that little jingle goes. Think of Digize as the alternative to that. What I like about Digize is that you can put it into a capsule and use it as a parasite cleanse and a candida cleanse as well too, because it'll help kill off that bad bacteria that's overgrown.
I used it a lot when I was pregnant. It was incredibly powerful. It worked super quick. Heartburn.
How would you use it?
So I use it for heartburn relief mostly, and I would just apply it directly on my throat, like in an instant.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is one that I wish I could get into everyone's hands, because anytime I've given it to somebody and they've applied it topically, it works within minutes. It's absolutely crazy. I drank a type of coffee that always gives me heartburn. It's the only thing in the world that gives me heartburn. I didn't even know what I was experiencing at first. So I put a drop of Digize right on my neck and down on my chest a little bit, and it was literally seconds and it was gone. I've given this to my kids actually. I gave this to my oldest son this morning because he said that his tummy wasn't feeling good. Put a drop of it on his belly, and then he went upstairs and had a big poop. And he felt great. I also love giving this to pregnant women as well, like the peppermint. You can use this to alleviate morning sickness or all day sickness. You can definitely put a drop on the tongue and take it internally, but often women can just smell it and it helps alleviate their nausea.
Yeah, I find that one's a bit stronger. I had a friend that had violent morning sickness, and the peppermint wouldn't touch it, and that worked really well.
It's awesome.
It's also great for if you've overindulged in some alcoholic beverages. Morning
Yes.
after, this is a great
Hangover cure.
savior.
Not that we know.
No,
No.
we
Definitely
don't.
don't.
Other people's testimonials.
Yeah. Word of mouth.
We Googled it.
Yeah. Next up, we have Northern Lights Black Spruce. It's like a Canadian man in a bottle wrapped in plaid with a big beard. So this oil is a beautiful oil. It is farmed here in Canada, in BC. It is grown where there are constant northern lights, making this our highest frequency oil for energy. It is so calming and grounding. You smell it, you feel like you're walking through a forest. It is beautiful to diffuse at night with the lavender. It'll just calm you right down. And it's also really good to use during meditation. If you have a wandering mind, it really helps center and helps you refocus during your meditation.
If you've never been to Canada but you wonder what we smell like, just get some
how we
Northern
all
Lights.
smell.
Yes.
We sweat Northern Lights.
At least our men do.
No.
We smell prettier.
It's also really good for dry skin. You could even put some in your shampoo too if you had dry scalp issues. Yeah.
So there you have it. That is the starter kit. So it retails in Canada for $1.99 plus taxes and shipping. This is the only thing that Young Living offers at such a great discount rate. It's actually 50%, over 50% off. If you were to purchase all of these oils plus the diffusers, you're looking at over $400. So it's an incredible savings, and it's a really great way to just get started on your oil journey, because pretty much everything you're going to need is in this kit. These are the oils that I'm constantly replacing and that I find myself using the most. I don't know about you guys,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And when we teach these classes in person, you'll find us saying after every oil, this is my favorite
Yeah.
oil.
Yeah.
And it's because they really are. Like, they did a really great job putting this kit together.
That's the best way to get started.
Yeah,
With Young
one
Living.
oil isn't going to change your life, but the starter kit really has changed our lives. There are two different ways that you can order through Young Living. Young Living is a membership-based company. Just like really anything you were to order online, you do need to sign up and put in your information. But there are two different ways that you can place your order through Young Living. The first being a quick order. And basically that's just a one-off order. You put in whatever you want, say it's the starter kit, you order it, and then you either never order again, hopefully not, or you just order on an as-needed basis. For us, we actually signed up through their next level membership called Essential Rewards. And what that is actually like a monthly wellness box delivered right to your door. Because Young Living is so much more than just an essential oil company, we've made it so easy to transition your home. So you're not always having to fill your wellness box with just oils. So for example, this month I ordered some dish soap, we had some shampoo come in, some supplements, as well as oils. So this is just, they just made it super easy for you to get everything you would at a health store right to your doorstep on a monthly order system.
And everything's customizable.
Yeah,
you pick what you buy every month.
Yeah, it's completely customizable. That being said, if you don't go in and customize your order, you will receive what you ordered the previous month the next month, which is great. Some people order the same thing every month.
Like lavender is always in my box.
Yeah, cedarwood's always in my box.
Both are in mine.
Yeah.
So when you are signed up on Essential Rewards, the only thing that they ask is that you place a 50 PV minimum order. And I'm going to let Lee discuss what PV is.
So because Young Living is a global company, we keep everything at par with the US dollar. So we work on a point system. So for example, lemon essential oil is worth $14 here in Canada, but it's worth 11 PV or 11 points. In the US, it's worth $11 and 11 PV. So everything's just kind of even with the US market. As Alex mentioned, in order to be on Essential Rewards, which is free to sign up, by the way, all of the membership is free. There's no cancellation fee, anything like that. You can hop on or off at any point in time, which is great. I think that's why we're so comfortable talking about it, because there's literally no strings attached. It's really easy to share. When you're on Essential Rewards, you can place a 50 PV order or more, and at different intervals you'll be sent free oils. So with your 4th month order, you'll receive a 15 ml size bottle of grapefruit essential oil. With your 7th month order, you'll get a 15 ml bottle of copaiba. And then with your 10th month order, you'll receive a 15 ml bottle of Northern Lights Black Spruce. And then with your 13th month order, you'll receive a loyalty blend, which therefore changes every single year on your anniversary. So that's something that's really cool, because then you're able to kind of get some free products. I always forget that I'm getting my oils, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I extra oil. So that's what you get at the 50 PV monthly order. It has to be consecutive months. And then you can do what we do, which is do bigger orders. Because we're buying so much through them, we're switching out all of our stuff from the health store and from regular like Shoppers Drug Mart. So it's really easy to do the next level, which is 100 PV. And at the 100 point level, you get all of the oils that I mentioned previously, but at your 4th month order, with your 4th month order, you also get the Dewdrop diffuser, the blue one. And then with your 10th month order, you also get the Aroma Lux diffuser. This is a nebulizer diffuser. It doesn't use any water whatsoever. You literally just screw it in the bottle. So it's kind of like the heavy duty, you're pulling out the big guns type of diffuser. This would be if somebody's got a really bad like cold or flu, if you've got mold in the home, this is the one that you would run. It's not an everyday diffuser that you'd be running.
So also, Young Living is amazing. The other benefits to ER would be when you've been ordering from 1 to 3 months, they're giving you a percentage back the whole way through. So if you order consistently for 3 months, they're giving you 10% back each time you order. When you order from 4 months to 24 months, they're giving you 20% back. So you'll get 20% back in points, and remember that's equal to a US dollar. So I know a lot of the times when I order every month, I'm getting like 80 US dollars back, and that I can use for products. I wish every place did this. I wish every place rewarded you like they do. And then 25 months on, you're getting 25% back. They really are the most generous company.
So generous.
Yeah.
I just cashed in a bunch of my points, and I ended up getting about $400 worth of product. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And that was completely for free. And that was just from me saving up my points from things that I'm already buying every month for my family anyways.
Yeah.
So now I got to try a bunch of things that I had never tried before, and also replenish some of the things that we constantly need every month, like toothpaste and shampoo and conditioner.
So by signing up for Young Living, through us and joining our team is you get access to our private Facebook community. Our Facebook community is over 5,000 members strong, and it is just the most powerful tool you can have when starting your oil journey. We call it like the Google of the oil world because you can find anything you're looking for there. There's a great search bar option where you can type in your ailments or issues or even just the name of the oil, and you're gonna pull up all sorts of DIYs, testimonials. It's just incredible. Chances are if you're having some sort of an issue, somebody in our community has had it before. So when you type it in there, you're gonna pop up with all these different answers. And when I first signed up, I just couldn't get over the amount of information, and I was on there daily. And I still am daily reading and learning. So it's super, super powerful, super, super helpful.
You'll make a lot of friends.
You'll make a lot of friends. It's the most positive place on the internet. You'll never find anything negative there, and it just kind of links us all together, and it's just, it's incredible.
It's a group of mostly women. There are some fellas in there, but it's just nice because you don't get that kind of friendship with women online often like that, and I just feel like I know a lot of these women and you're kind of friendly with them, and everyone's supporting everyone else on their health journey. Everyone's there to help you. There's a ton of really well-informed people that are present in the group. There's certified holistic nutritionists, there's a holistic vet tech, there are fitness gurus, there's somebody to help everybody.
Yeah, so I think the Facebook community is super unique for us, and you're just gonna have this powerful force of women behind you, helping you every step of the way. You're never alone in this oil journey when you sign up through us. Somebody's always there to lend a helping hand, and I think that's just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and I like it too because a lot of the times when you go and you buy something from, say, a health food store, or you get something delivered from Amazon, you may have forgot why you wanted it originally, or you may not know all the reasons that you should be using it or could be using it. But by plugging into our Facebook community, you're constantly given help that you wouldn't receive anywhere else. It's not just get your product and then we leave you alone kind of thing. We're there to support you. You have access to us via email. We send out a monthly newsletter letting you guys know some of our favorite recipes and just helping you in any way that you may need. So thank you guys so much for joining us in our Oils 101 workshop. We hope you feel educated and empowered to swap out some of the toxins that you're currently using, and to get you started on your oily journey, get these oils into your hands. We're gonna leave a link below so that if you are inclined, you can sign up and become a member, and then we will email you within 24 hours and send you this guide and give you access to our Facebook community. We will also leave our email address down below so that if you have any further questions, someone will also get back to you in about 24 hours. And feel free to leave us a comment down below and let us know what is your favorite Young Living essential oil or product. And that's everything we've got for you guys today. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel before you leave, and don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. We'll see you guys in another video.
Bye.
Bye.